All-Star pregame show, Blockbuster Video, where you'll find more copies of new releases. Go to Blockbuster and go home happy.
Time now to meet the American and National League All-Stars. Here's Colorado Rockies public address announcer Kelly Burnham.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 69th All-Star Game at beautiful Coors Field in Denver. Let's meet the trainers, coaches, and All-Stars from the American League. The trainers from the Detroit Tigers, Russ Miller. From the Minnesota Twins, Dick Martin. The batting practice staff from the Cleveland Indians, Johnny Gorel. Jeff Newman. In the bullpen, Mark Wiley and Luis Isaac. The coaches from the New York Yankees, Joe Torre. From the Oakland Athletics, Art Howe. And now, the American League All-Star team. From the Anaheim Angels, outfielder Darren Erstad. Pitcher Troy Percival. From the Baltimore Orioles, first baseman Rafael Palmeiro. From the Boston Red Sox, pitcher Tom Gordon. Pitcher Pedro Martinez. From the Chicago White Sox, second baseman Ray Durham. From the Cleveland Indians, shortstop Omar Vizquel. Catcher Sandy Alomar Jr. Outfielder Manny Ramirez. And pitcher Bartolo Colon. From the Detroit Tigers, second baseman Damian Easley. From the Kansas City Royals, third baseman Dean Palmer. From the Minnesota Twins, pitcher Brad Radke. From the New York Yankees, shortstop Derek Jeter. Third baseman Scott Brosius. Outfielder Paul O'Neill. From the Oakland Athletics, outfielder Ben Grieve. From the Tampa Devil Rays, pitcher Orlando Arroyo. From the Texas Rangers, pitcher Aaron Seeley. Pitcher John Whitland. From the Toronto Blue Jays, pitcher Roger Clemens. And now, tonight's starting lineup for the American League. First, the manager of the American League from the Cleveland Indians, Mike Hargrove. Leading off from the Cleveland Indians, outfielder Kenny Lofton. Batting second from the Baltimore Orioles, Second baseman, Robbie Alomar. Batting third, from the Seattle Mariners, outfielder Ken Griffey Jr. Batting fourth, from the Texas Rangers, outfielder Juan Gonzalez. Batting fifth, from the Cleveland Indians, first baseman Jim Thome. Batting sixth, from the Seattle Mariners, shortstop Alex Rodriguez. Batting seventh, from the Texas Rangers, catcher Ivan Rodriguez. Batting eighth, from the Baltimore Orioles, third baseman Cal Ripken Jr. Batting ninth and warming up in the bullpen, the American League starting pitcher from the New York Yankees, David Wells. Ladies and gentlemen, your 1998 American League All-Stars. Let's meet the trainers, coaches, and all-stars from the National League. The trainers from the Colorado Rockies, Dave Shalati. From the Philadelphia Phillies, Mark Anderson. The batting practice staff from the Florida Marlins, Bruce Kim. Milt May, Tommy Sant, and Rich Donnelly. The coaches from the Colorado Rockies, Don Baylor. From the Pittsburgh Pirates, Gene Lamont. And now, the National League All-Star team. From the Arizona Diamondbacks, outfielder Devon White. From the Atlanta Braves, catcher Javi Lopez. First baseman, Andres Galarraga. Pitcher, Tom Glavine. Selected to the team, but unable to play due to injury from the Chicago Cubs, outfielder Sammy Sosa. From the Cincinnati Reds, second baseman Brett Boone. From the Colorado Rockies, third baseman Vinny Castillo. Outfielder Dante Bichette. From the Florida Marlins, shortstop Edgar Renteria. From the Houston Astros, outfielder Moises Alou. From the Los Angeles Dodgers, outfielder Gary Sheffield. Pitcher Jeff Shaw. From the Milwaukee Brewers, second baseman Fernando Pena. From the Montreal Expos, pitcher Uget Urbina. From the New York Mets, pitcher Rick Reed. From the Philadelphia Phillies, pitcher Kurt Schilling. From the Pittsburgh Pirates, catcher Jason Kendall. From the San Diego Padres, outfielder Greg Vaughn. Pitcher Kevin Brown. Pitcher Andy Ashby. Pitcher Trevor Hoffman. From the San Francisco Giants, pitcher Rob Nen. And now, tonight's starting lineup for the National League. First, the manager of the National League from the Florida Marlins, Jim Leyland. Leading on from the Houston Astros, second baseman Craig Biggio.
Have fun, dude.
Batting second from the San Diego Padres, outfielder Tony Gwynn.
Have fun, buddy. Have fun.
Batting third from the St. Louis Cardinals, first baseman Mark McGwire. Batting fourth from the San Francisco Giants, outfielder Barry Bonds.
Come on, buddy.
Batting fifth from the Atlanta Braves, third baseman Chipper Jones.
Have fun, Chipper. Come on. Come on, that ball.
Batting sixth from the New York Mets, catcher Mike Piazza.
Have fun, Mike.
Batting seventh from your Colorado Rockies, outfielder Larry Walker. Batting eighth from the Atlanta Braves, shortstop Walt Weiss. Batting ninth, warming up in the bullpen, the National League starting pitcher from the Atlanta Braves, Greg Maddux. Ladies and gentlemen, your 1998 National League All-Stars.